Hello, this is Sandy. Welcome to my art channel. I hope you're having a great week. In this video, I am doing another winter landscape using watercolor, just kind of painting intuitively again, just using again some Archer's watercolor paper, so 300 GSM cold press paper. And I've just grabbed a minimal kind of palette really. I've got two colors, Payne's Grey and Burnt Sienna. I've also got a permanent rose, Winsor & Newton as well, and I've got my watercolour palette that I usually use as well. Most of those are Schminker colours, and there's some Winsor & Newton in there as well. And apart from the Payne's Grey and the Burnt Sienna and the permanent rose, I'm not 100% sure what I'm going to use. I've just got those there in case I want to use some browns as well. So the idea is just to practice intuitive painting, and I am wanting to do like a semi-abstract landscape. I'm thinking maybe another lake scene because I'm really enjoying those, and kind of on a bit of a mission to do a bit of a series of paintings. So abstract watercolors, kind of winter vibe, so fitting in with the season. It's very gloomy here in the UK, so I wanted to do some painting to cheer me up, and I thought I would just film it again just in case it was helpful. If anyone wants to paint along, practice their intuitive painting, feel free. So I've taped up my paper, and I've also taped a horizon line where I wanted my horizon line to be. I just like to do that because it creates a bit of a base to work on. And it's just standard masking tape really, nothing special. So I've taped off my paper, and I'm now going to just put some colours down on my palette. It's like one of those tearaway palettes. I think it's a Winsor & Newton tearaway palette. I just find them easier to use because I create quite a lot of mess. And I usually kind of need quite a lot of room, so I just like to use these palettes. So I'm just putting down some Payne's Grey and Burnt Sienna. And I'm also going to put down a little bit of the permanent rose. And I also have my other watercolours. I've got a selection of brushes, and I'm just going to go with the process, see what we can create, that type of thing. And I'm working wet on wet. So I'm just wetting my paper, and I'm going to plot in a bit of a horizon. The idea is to just create a bit of a horizon. I want it to look like distant trees, foliage, or kind of like misty hills, that type of thing. So putting down some saturated colour, some Payne's Grey, and that's going down on the wet paper. And I'm then just going to try and blend in a bit of a sky. So use some of that pink, some of the burnt sienna as well, and just try and create a kind of either like a sunset or a kind of like dusky type sky, and really just playing around with paint and seeing what we can create really. So what I'm thinking is just to really mute down those colours for the sky, add a lot of water, and make sure that I'm blending in the more saturated colour into that water. I really want the watercolour to kind of bloom out and do its own thing, really. I like the surprise effects that you get from watercolour, and just the kind of way that it takes on a form of its own. That's what I really enjoy about this process, just kind of working with what comes up. So I'm just trying to blend in some of that background within the sky. Now some of that colour's spread out, we've got a nice kind of background to work with, and I'm just blending in a bit more colour into that sky to just give it a bit more colour. I want it to have a cold appearance and feel kind of like quite cold because it's winter and it's cold at the moment, so that's kind of what I'm wanting to reflect. I'm also just blotting some areas with a tissue just to stop some of that blooming going out because it's going out a bit far. I'm also, while the paper's still wet in that top section, just adding more layers. So I want there to be like a sense of depth. So this section now is going to be a bit darker than some of the background because it's kind of blended in and more watered down. So just want to create a bit of depth in it. So I'm adding maybe I'd say about 3 layers to try and build up that intensity around the horizontal line. And just kind of trying to blot off some of the water now from the tape just to try and stop it going under the tape. And yeah, really just kind of plotting in a few different tones into that horizontal area. I've got some kind of sepia brown now as well, just trying to add a bit of contrast against that blue, just to make the foreground, sorry, not the foreground, like the horizontal line a bit darker. Um, yeah, just really trying to add some depth by adding various layers really. And all I've done is just added a bit of like a dark brown sepia colour in with the Payne's grey. So here's the finished piece. I've just grabbed a framing mat just to put around it, just to kind of finish it off. Really happy with this one. A nice, calm, serene winter lake scene. Really enjoyed painting this. So just wanted to say thanks so much for watching. Have a great week and I hope to catch you on the next video. Thanks again. Bye.